This video illustrates one of At-Risk's advanced tools called stress analysis. This tool is usually used to find the distribution of an uncertain quantity, given that it is either relatively small or relatively large. In technical terms, it is typically used to find the conditional distribution of an uncertain quantity, given that it is in one of the tails. Here's a typical example where stress analysis is useful. Suppose that you own an asset, such as a home, that is at risk to certain damages, such as damages from an approaching hurricane. You believe the potential uncertain damage amount is log normally distributed, with mean 200,000 and standard deviation 100,000. This implies a fairly long tail to the right, where the damage could be huge. Your actual loss is based on the damage amount. It could be the damage amount itself, but in this model, your loss is assumed to be the damage amount if the damage amount is less than 300,000, and otherwise it is the damage amount raised to the 1.1 power. This means that your loss is magnified for large damage amounts. Now, suppose you decide to purchase an insurance policy that will shield you from really large losses. Specifically, the policy stipulates that you will incur the entire loss if the damage amount is less than or equal to the 90th percentile of the damage distribution, and the insurance company will incur the entire loss otherwise. There are several questions you might ask about such an arrangement. First, what is the distribution of loss the insurance company faces? Second, what is the distribution of loss you face? And third, what amount is the insurance company likely to charge you for this policy? At-Risk's stress analysis tool can be used to answer each of these questions. I will answer the first question, how much the insurance company stands to lose, by finding the conditional distribution of the loss, given that the damage amount is greater than the 90th percentile of the damage distribution. To do this, I will set up a stress analysis from the Advanced Analyses list. I will monitor the loss in cell C6, and I will add an analysis. The reference cell is the damage cell, C3, and I want to stress high values, those above the 90th percentile. The Stress Options dialog box contains various settings. I will ask for the checked charts and place results in a new workbook. Now I will click Analyze to find the conditional distribution of the large losses the insurance company faces. The results actually show a comparison between the baseline distribution of the loss with no insurance policy and the conditional distribution of the loss faced by the insurance company. You can see this numerically in the summary sheet or in the two chart sheets. For example, the mean loss in the baseline case is about 340,000. But the conditional mean loss the insurance company faces is much greater than this, about 1.53 million. However, keep in mind that this is conditional upon the event that the damage is greater than its 90th percentile, and this occurs only 10% of the time. In other words, if the insurance company has to pay, its mean loss will be about 1.53 million. But there is a 90% chance it won't have to pay. Therefore, its mean loss overall is only 10% of 1.53 million, or 153,000. This helps to answer the third question. Specifically, the insurance company will charge at least 153,000 for the policy, and it will undoubtedly add a bit more to make a profit. Finally, to see the loss you face with such a policy, aside from the price of the policy itself, I will run another stress analysis, this time stressing low values up to the 90th percentile. Now the results compare the same baseline as before to the conditional loss you face. For example, your conditional mean loss is now about $208,000. Again, however, remember that your chance of incurring this loss is only 90%. The other 10% of the time, you incur no loss because the insurance company protects you. Therefore, your actual mean loss is only 90% of $208,000, or about $187,000. Of course, you have to add the cost of the insurance policy, at least $153,000, to this. And depending on what the insurance company actually charges you, your total mean loss could be larger than the mean loss with no insurance. That is the $340,000 from the baseline case. However, you now face less risk in the sense of really large losses, so you might welcome a slightly larger mean loss to avoid the risk.